Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Q&A edition of Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 1423. I'm your host, Greg Audino. Very grateful to have you here once again, and also feeling very appreciative, as today's question comes in from someone who has reached out before and helped us create a past episode. This time, however, she's wondering about how to navigate the dating world. She's new to it, and her experience thus far has left her not only with questions, but with some agitation, unfortunately. So let's hear what she has to say, see if we can help her out, and optimize your life. Since my divorce in early 2021, I've been on a healing journey, making amends with myself and learning to love the woman I once was and the woman I'm becoming. A few months ago, I decided that I was ready to get back out there. I have no idea about the dating world and am very inexperienced. The men that I've gone out with don't seem to want to commit. Whether I go all the way with him or tell him that I'm looking for a commitment in a long-term relationship, he ghosts me or never contacts me again. I keep thinking it's me and that I'm doing all the wrong things, even though our first dates seem to go great. So I'm wondering, what's going on with men these days? And has it always been that way? Did I just miss all the messiness of it? Are there any good men still out there? Okay, there we have it. Thanks for sending this in, Asker, and for giving me an opportunity to speak on behalf of all men. Just kidding. I actually think it's hardly worth focusing on the mentality of the modern man in the modern dating world. And I say that for a few reasons, not the least of which is the fact that, by asking what's going on with men these days, I just worry that you're maybe lumping all men or all dating experiences together. And if so, I don't blame you for this. If you're new to dating, then just like with anything you'd be new to, it would feel self-soothing to compartmentalize like that and generalize as a means of getting your footing. But we just can't do that to ourselves, especially not in dating. We need to get comfortable with not having the answers. We have to get comfortable sitting in that messiness, as you put it. We're doing ourselves a huge disservice otherwise. And if you don't do that, and instead fall victim to thinking that all men or all dates are the same, then that will inevitably make you think that there's also a certain formula or order of events to follow, but there isn't. So when you talk about your worries of whether or not you're doing all the wrong things, to me, it seems like the only wrong thing would be being ignorant of the fact that each man, each date, each bond is unique. Having the same expectations each time you're out with someone would hurt your chances a lot more in the long run than, like saying something awkward or having lipstick on your teeth. A big part of doing dating right, whether you're experienced or inexperienced, is learning about the intricacies first. What makes this person unique? What do we share or not share? Do our values seem to be aligned? Do they seem best fit as a friend, as someone I sleep with, someone I get more serious with, or someone that's not in my life at all? Answering these types of questions honestly, it takes time. But if you put that time in and find that there's compatibility, that's when you can be more sure about both of your levels of commitment. And if you've only been on the dating scene for a few months, you probably haven't had enough time to get to know many of these people super well. And I know you're eager about commitment. I love that. And it's totally understandable. And it's great that you're expressing it. But that readiness can nudge you into a relationship with someone too quickly if you're not careful. We want finding the right person to be about more than just a shared desire to commit to someone else. A lot of people have that in common, but it doesn't mean that they're all good matches for one another. So we can't allow it to be the only criteria to consider when assessing the whole dating arena. And to me, this is the actual tough part of being new to dating. Now, sure, the terminology, the routines, and the unwritten rules are overwhelming. But what's more daunting and more important is the fact that those who are new to dating haven't failed enough at it. Each time you go out with someone and it doesn't materialize into anything worth keeping, you learn a little bit more about what you want and don't want. You just have to keep your eyes open and be willing to see each encounter as a learning experience. So look through your notes from these past few months. What I'm getting at is this. The good news for you is that you're going to become more and more aware of who could be an actual match. Sure, you'll be able to detect patterns early on for who seems like a good fit. Going through the notes will help with that. But more importantly, what you said about learning to love the woman you're becoming, that is a process that will continue. And the more you get in touch with and honor the woman that you're becoming, the easier it'll be to approach dating with openness as you learn more about what you need and have enough self-love to be content, not settling for anything less, regardless of how long it takes. This type of contentment and happiness with oneself will slowly erode the frustration towards dating because you won't need to find someone as much, nor will you be as inclined to quickly classify most single men as being unworthy. It'll take time, but you are doing so many things right, and continuing to love yourself first will only make this whole process smoother. Another one in the books, my friends. Thanks once more to the asker for sending this in and continuing to trust in us and look to us for support. As always, it's a real honor to hear from you guys, especially repeat customers. That's a joke. No one here is a customer. Don't take that the wrong way and think that this is not free to send a question in. It is free, so don't hesitate if you're in need. If you have a question, you can email it to me at advice@oldpodcast.com, advice@oldpodcast.com, and you will hear back, and we will do our best for you. It's time to get going, though, folks. I appreciate your listenership as always, and I can't wait to talk to you again in the next one. That's where your optimal life awaits.